Hello everyone, and thanks for joining me again today for another session of Me Programming Daily. Today on the agenda, I wanted to show you a new repository that I've created recently. It is for Wyvern, my simplified version of drakon. There's nothing here yet, but that will soon change, I hope. But the main focus of this session, I would like to become these floating skewer blocks. So in one of the last sessions, I mentioned that I would like to remove those origin points for skewer blocks that are not positioned yet. And I still think that's a very reasonable thing to do. But I did some digging and I even started off camera implementing this concept of floating skewer blocks, which are very similar to regular skewer blocks. They just don't have the origin point. The problem that I very quickly bumped into is that skewer blocks are not the only type of block that has the origin. We also have the start terminator and the end terminator. So if I wanted to go down that path of re-implementing skewer blocks as floating skewer blocks, I would have to do the same for those two. I would have to have floating start terminator and floating end terminator. And I'm not sure I have the patience for that. At least not yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to comment this out. I'm going to comment this out. And I'm going to implement what I wanted to do. I'm going to implement what I wanted to implement for a very long time now, and that is the type class renderer. I don't believe I used this correctly. I do not believe we're actually leveraging this type class anywhere like to its fullest potential. We don't have a type class restriction in any function signature yet, and I don't think we ever will. We don't render individual skewer blocks on their own, so I think I'm just tempted to get rid of it. So what I'm thinking is to start doing just that. Let's add a simplification label. Did I lose it? Oh, it is here. I'll probably have to reload the whole page. Yes. Okay. So let's see. That's 192. Let's see what happens if I just comment everything out. Obviously, we should get some compilation errors. Let's remove it. I don't think anything is going to suffer. We simply don't use that restriction anywhere. And now we fix, or start fixing. So start terminator. So here I can just remove the instance, but leave the functions. So we have some error, but that's fine. Let's focus on fixing these warnings. So this session is probably going to be super relaxed. I probably removed it too hastily. But let's see. Yeah, diagram B. But it's fine. Oh, so this can no longer be can be start terminator. So this is fine, I think. Let's just quickly check. Or maybe let's not check. What I wanted to check is how many lines of code we will save. I don't think we will save anything in this file. Well, it was a cheap win. We removed all those imports. And next, skewer block. Okay, let's see the errors. And terminator. Yeah, this change origin. Now check a diagram. This goes. So I don't remember removing this instance from here. So see, I never even implemented it here. Let's just double check. Yeah. Renderer was imported, but it was never even implemented. Start Terminator. I'm not sure why we're being so explicit here. Actually, too. Is this better? Maybe we should just use render. No. It looks like it's working. So that is fine. runs. That is still a lot of code. Okay, I think that issue is resolved. I also spotted one more issue. So see, silhouette diagrams, if we look at the parser, this identifies a silhouette diagram, or this, or a silhouette skewer. Meanwhile, a regular skewer can be just this, or a collection of these. So if you look closely what the block can be, it can be an action skewer. So there was an issue I created to allow for the headline blocks to have their own description. At the moment, we only display the ID. So the minute I include a description in the headline, it will be bounded to solo ID, and it will resemble an action. So I need to change the syntax, or maybe it will be better to illustrate in the input. See, this is a fork, left, right branch, and this is a silhouette. Only ID and only one set of curly brackets. If I add some text to it, maybe it will work. I doubt it, but let's see. So instead of solo ID, we need an action here. It does parse. So it means that I don't have to change the syntax. That's great stuff. And it will remain brutally simple. But I need to change these tokens because that no longer is an action. We have to headline to address. So address does not get changed, to headline will get changed. KWE0, KWE1. Okay, that is fine. So we don't have to worry about removing or changing the syntax. This is great. So now let's use the last minutes of this session to think what else we can do with those origins. Let's remove this, these two lines. Sorry, we will need tokens, we just don't need to print them out. All right. Let's see the ratios. Plus 247 minus 266. Not too bad. All right, I think that's good enough for today. I would like to thank you all for your attention today, and I hope you have a great day ahead. See you next time. Bye.